camera angle, which is always going to be insane. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, here we go. I know it's going to come out different when I post it because it always does, doesn't it? So we're going to start off with, it's showtime. Okay, let me stop. Anyway, it really is. So let's get started with this, okay? And we're going to go into something that personally for me, I mean, who needs Pornhub when you have the fucking Book of Corinthians? I'll tell you what, because goddamn, okay? Whoever the fuck wrote Book of Corinthians. What is up, all? Welcome to the chat. We are beginning with the sermon. Thank you all for joining. Whoever wrote Book of Corinthians, I would love to find you because, oh my goodness, I have some panties for your ass. Anyway, so here is from the Book of Corinthians, which I'm going to start off, and then I have some notes down, which I'm going to discuss further. So just as a reminder for anyone, okay? 2 Corinthians 5:6-8. Therefore, we are always confident, knowing that whilst we are at home in the body, we are absent from the Lord. In parentheses now, so you gotta whisper it because it's in parentheses. For we walk by faith, not by sight. Oh shit! Ooh, what does that mean? We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord. What the fuck does this mean? What the fuck does this mean? Okay, now I'm sure all of you have heard, for we walk by faith, not by sight, which that basically means that you're seeing through your third eye, and whatever your 2 physical eyes are showing to you, you're just kind of like, okay, whatever. Shelly, what is up, girl? Thank you for joining. And when they're talking about this phrase right here, about when you're in your body, you're not at one with the Lord. Whilst we are at home in the body, we're absent from the Lord. And then when we are absent from the body, willing to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord, what does that mean? That means that you take your sight away from what your 2 physical eyes are presenting to you, and you are just going with what the fuck your imagination says. That's when you are present with the Lord. That is when you are present in your body state. When you omit the things that are going on around your physical vessel, the physical 3D circumstances, and you walk by faith, not by sight, that is how manifestation works. There's so much. Thank you so much, Shelly. I appreciate you. When you are walking by faith and not by sight, you are absent from whatever is going on in the 3D. So your body might be performing the motions, but you are the one who remains faithful to the unseen reality of that which you want is already here. So this is talked about a lot in like Bible verses in the manifestation community, but how do you really implement it? Okay, because someone can understand the objective logically, but then just do jack shit about it in the 3D. Okay, so how you do this is going to sound delulu. That's why they say delulu is a delulu. So what you're doing is you're still participating in the 3D, right? You're not going to escape the 3D because it's just, it's here, right? We're in vessels. So this is what it is. Oh, hell yeah, Shelly, me too. I love the Bible for metaphysical. So you are doing things, right? You're going through the motions, as they say, but you're not engaging it on an energetic level. So what that means is that if you see anything, okay, in the 3D, understand that it's still your perception. Hey, Ashley, thank you for the gifts. Thank you for joining. What is up? When you are staying true to your wish fulfilled, to living in the end, this doesn't mean that you are constantly affirming or constantly visualizing. This is just knowing that the thing that you want is already done and you're remaining faithful to that, and you're not letting the outer circumstance sway you. You're not letting anything that your body could tell you sway you. And this also, you know, me reading this, it kind of has like a double meaning here, because it's like when you are being faithful to the Lord and you are with the Lord, right, and you are absent from the body, it doesn't even matter what type of emotions your body is processing through it, okay? It matters that you stay faithful to your wish fulfilled. You're just letting the emotions either sit, or you're processing them out, or you're just like, okay, whatever, but you're still not associating with it. Why? Because emotions are felt in the body. And this whole passage just said that when you are at home in the body, you're not present with the Lord. So if you're taking the emotions that your body is sensing seriously, then you're not at present with the Lord. You're identifying with the emotion, which is not you, and you're saying that you feel sad, you feel happy, you feel stressed. And yes, friends and neighbors, even if you're saying I feel so happy, that's great. I'm glad that you're happy, but you know what? That is still identifying with an emotion, okay? We don't just pick and choose here, okay? Identifying with an emotion is you're focused on what the body wants, okay? This is why sometimes some of you, hey Trishala, welcome to the chat, girl, love you. So when you are truly at one, okay, whatever is going on in your body, right? If you're excited, if you're in a bad mood, whatever, none of that matters, because the ultimate is the true neutrality. The ultimate, when you are with the Lord, you're not feeling anything, okay? And this is why sometimes when you get super excited about something, right? Because I've heard individuals tell me this, they're like, oh, they were so excited and they were just blah, 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 blah. They were on the high vibe, and then they didn't get the thing that they wanted. And then they even said that their emotions lied to them because they felt so excited, but they didn't get the thing, okay? Now, what does that mean? That means, number one, you're identifying with the emotion, even though it's a happy emotion, okay? You still identified with it, and you based your manifestation off of the way you were feeling, not what you fucking knew. Do you see what I'm saying? So anyone that tells you that you have to be in a good mood all the time, you have to be in a high vibe all the time, they motherfucking lying, bro, because you don't. Because there have been times, I'm sure for some of you are like, okay, but I'm happy, I'm feeling good, you still didn't get the thing, and you set a deadline and everything. Why? Because the emotions don't matter. It doesn't matter how the fuck you're feeling, okay? Yes, your feelings are important to you so you can have a good experience in the 3D, but they're not important in the terms of the manifestation, okay? Because from the passage I just read from Corinthians, fuck yeah, It's saying that when you are at home in the body, that even to me, and I just realized this now on the live, this is why I like going on and I start, gibbering and jabbering, and I just, shit starts to flow. This is why I start with the sermon. It opens the doorway, okay? Okay? So what happens with this? You're identifying with the emotion because you base your manifestation on what that emotion, I'm so happy, I'm so giddy, like you titty shaking and dick swinging and all that. You're like, oh yeah, I'm so happy, I got this shit. Your fucking focus is the fucking emotion. It's like chasing a high. Thank you for the gift, AP. It's like you're chasing a high, and the high is not natural. Why is it not natural? Because your emotions fluctuate throughout the day. Naturalness, the feeling of the wish fulfilled, as Neville Goddard states, the naturalness of the desire. You're not chasing a high. You're not running from anxiety. You're not cowering, okay? But you're not fucking ecstatic, orgasming all over the fucking place. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. So with this saying, when you are at home in the body, even your emotions, because your emotions are processed through your body. It's not just about looking around at the 3D and saying, okay, well, you know what? I see this, but I'm going to assign it a good meaning. Oh, I got excited. That means it's happening. No, motherfucker. There's no sign that it's happening because it's already happened. You are the sign. And now if you're basing your manifestation off of, but I was feeling great this whole week, that's still coming from the body, isn't it? Because you're not your emotions. You're not your thoughts either. And this is why you can even declare one time, okay, that you have the thing and you don't think about it again because it's not the thought that matters. Yes, if affirmations keep you more in alignment, if you start thinking against it, then yes, please go in with your affirmations because it's just going to keep you in that state, right? Especially if you have a belief system that contradicts the thing you're manifesting, yes, but you can just declare it once. You can feel 6 ways to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, okay? You can feel whatever, high, low, okay? Look like a fucking EKG chart, whatever the fuck that is, right? It doesn't fucking matter. You can feel like shit and know you're a millionaire. You could feel great and, your bank balance is saying you have negative, whatever the fuck. Okay, it doesn't matter because that's still from the body. So anything that the body is telling you, okay, is to be utilized as a tool, but that's not what your manifestation is based on. Now, in my other live, Shelly, when you place awareness on something with I am, it comes to life. I love that, Shelly. That is exactly true, okay? Because you are it. You can't not be the desire, okay? But here's the thing. Emotions are tools, just as thoughts are tools, because thought is a command, okay? But your emotions, yes, it's great if you feel excited and happy and you're good, but you want to be feeling good anyway, right? Like, because in your manifestation, like, do you want to have your manifestation be feeling like shit? No, you want to be feeling good at a place of neutrality where it's comfortable. But if you are emotions, how do I say this? Because I see it. I don't know if my mouth is gonna be able to keep up with my mind. Because I see what it's telling me. Okay, your emotions. Okay, let's say that you have been in a state of anxiety. You're very worried about your desire. Okay, and then you think of an affirmation consciously. Okay, I'm wealthy. I'm a millionaire. All my funds are available to me now. Whatever. Okay, whatever you say. Let's go with that example. As you start repeating that, because the thought is the command, you might notice, because the thought commands, remember it's commanding the emotions, you might start to feel maybe a little excited. Wow, I'm a millionaire. Okay, so then that's showing you, yes, this thought is conducive to something that you want to go. Like I said, it's like you're leading the fucking dog with the treat, right? So those happy emotions can steer you in a direction that's more favorable to you, but they're still not what is creating your manifestation. It's saying, okay, here's the manifestation. Now we gonna play hot and cold. Okay, so you're walking and you start to feel like good because you're thinking this, I'm a millionaire. Yeah, and then it's like, okay, now you're feeling like, all right, yeah, millionaire. Even though you're getting excited, your thoughts, you're like, I'm a millionaire. Okay. You're not saying, oh, my emotions mean I'm a millionaire. The emotions are byproduct of the state of being, right? But they're leading you to the thing that you're thinking about. Because it's saying, oh, okay, we're here. But then let's say you get a bill in the mail, right? And then the thought comes first. The thought is saying, oh, look at this shit. What are you doing over here? What you mean you're a millionaire? Look at this motherfucker. And then you start feeling like shit. So now it's like the hot and cold, the manifestation's already there. It's not going anywhere, but you stopped. You stop going towards it because now you're being led in the opposite direction by those negative emotions. And that, in my opinion, is how the emotions are tools. They can guide you, but they're still not creating anything. They're guiding you by saying, okay, this thought is conducive. Yeah, it matches the command. Let's go with this. It matches, so it magnetizes to the command. Okay? And you're the only one that's perceiving if something is good or bad, or you know what I mean? Like, someone might think of like $100 million and start getting anxiety because they're gonna think that now all these motherfuckers are gonna come up to them looking for handouts or some shit, right? Where someone else might be like $100 million, fuck yeah, motherfucker, it might get them excited. So again, it's very subjective, okay? So, let me take a sip of water here. Woohoo! All right, pardon me. So emotions are important because they can be tools, especially if you are in the process of, switching out a belief system, but they're not what's manifesting. So if you place your hang up on, okay, well, I'm feeling good, so this must mean, no, now you're assigning a meaning to the emotion, when everything, including a negative emotion, ought to ideally be assigned the meaning that you already have what you want. Oh, you feel like shit. Okay, I have what I want. Doesn't matter. I feel good. I have what I want. It's not changing that thing that's already a fact. That's my whole point. You like my plant? Thank you. Yeah, I don't even really see it in the background here because the way that the angle is, like whenever I go on a live, the angle is all like crazy, so I see myself super close up. But if you're enjoying the plant, hell yeah, I love a little herbal refreshment. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Miss Nikki. Oh well, now I see it, but you probably see it in the chat anyway. So that's what I mean. Okay, right, Shelly? You're still looking for evidence that you are the evidence, you are the power. So this leads me to something else. Thank you for saying that, Shelly. because this leads to something else. When motherfuckers talk about signs or synchronicities, birds before land, all of that stuff, okay, you're still placing your awareness on something that is the outside, that is, you know, with the body. It's like you saw it with your two physical eyes. Oh, there was a blue butterfly. Okay, that means I have what I want. You're diverting your attention away from having the thing already, okay? You're placing your attention on something that has to do with the body, has to do with your emotions, or has to do with like a physical thing that you saw or experienced, okay? So if it hypes you up and you're seeing signs and synchronicities, okay, like, do you have the thing? And I'm gonna keep asking, do you have the thing? Okay, because if you're going from, yeah, I have the thing, I am the all and there is none else, whatever the fuck, right? And then you're saying everyone and everything is me, it's all done now, it's done perfectly. Oh, there's a sign. Now you're distracted, okay? When in reality, everything is neutral. Everything is neutral. You could take a shit and say that that's a sign that you have what you want, okay? It doesn't matter. It's just like you, in some form or fashion, like let's say you have solidified the state, okay? Yes, you are the sign, Ashley, hell yeah. Okay, so you solidified the state and you're solid in it, and this is something that you would only know. It's not really something I can describe because it's not a feeling, it's a knowing. And a knowing is when you are just in total alignment, you're not feeling anything. It's like the essence of your being, like you sense it and it's processed as a knowing, the way that you know your name, okay? And you're like, yeah, it's already done. Okay, I promise you from that perspective, when you know it's already done, you could see stereotypical signs, you could see 1111, you could see penguins fucking, whatever the fuck they say is a sign, okay? And you're not gonna care. Because what does that mean? It means nothing. The thing is done, okay? And you're not trying to link something else to it being done or as proof because you know it's done. So when you know it's done, you don't need no proof. There was this quote, I forget who it's by, and I don't know exactly how it goes, but it goes something to the effect of, for those who believe, no proof is necessary. For those who don't believe, no proof is possible. Okay, so let's say someone logically understands manifestation, but they're not applying it. They're so in the mindset of this is not working. I'm stuck. The same type of thing always happens. Whatever, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you. Love my nails. You love that quote too? I don't even know. Do you know who it's by, Shelly? Because I've seen that for years and I'm like, yo, that's just pimp. But I have no idea who it's even by. I'd like to give credit to them, but I mean, Okay, so when you're in that state of knowing and you just know it, you're not going to even care what is happening out there because you're just like, it's done. There's nothing like, what is anything that I see or bear witness to or experience going to tell me about me? Nothing, because you're at one with the Lord. You're absent from the body and anything that could physically present itself to you, and you're just like, yeah, it's done. So that's the difference between knowing that your desire is done and someone who has a strong belief in it and they're like, yeah, oh, this is great. Like they're still kind of hopeful. They're like, what does this mean? What does that mean? Someone that knows it's done is not even going to be looking anywhere else. They're not going to be looking anywhere else. So it's not necessarily a bad thing if you start getting excited and you're seeing these things, but that doesn't mean that you're in the full state of the wish fulfilled, the embodiment of it, okay? So let's talk about how to maintain the desire. Hope is a beggar, knowing is king. Hell yeah, Shelly. Of course I have a straw. Of course I fucking do. So how to maintain the desire, because here's the thing with many individuals is that they want, well, their ego wants the desire so bad. The ego really wants it, and the ego is really focused on it, and the ego is like, well, yeah, this is going to make me happy if I have it, blah, 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 blah. So they put in the effort, you know, they say the affirmations, they script, they visualize, whatever the fuck, I don't know what you're doing, okay? You go in the closet with the mala beads and recite a poem, okay? Whatever it is, okay? Then they get the thing. How do you keep it though? Now, because I've heard this, and this is why I'm addressing it. Again, there's nothing wrong with this, okay? If you have your desire, then you start going into the old way. It's because, let's say you, and I've heard, this is such a stereotypical example, okay, but I've heard this a lot, like whatever, in pop culture things. People are getting married, okay, so they want to look really good for the wedding day, so they go on a diet, they start working out, I don't fucking know what they do, okay, they do a different hairstyle, whatever, okay, they want to look really good for their wedding day, so they're all like prepared, they're like, oh shit, I'm getting married, I'm gonna look my best, blah, 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 we're gonna take pics, and we're gonna have a party, whatever, okay, as soon as the wedding is over, they go back to the same shit that they were doing before. They don't make a lifestyle out of it, and then they wonder, and I'm not saying everyone, this is just a stereotypical example, but I'm sure you guys have heard this, okay? This is not, you know, I'm sure not the case for everyone, but I've heard it. That's why I'm using it, okay? And then they let themselves go, okay? They're not in like the tip-top shape that they were in their wedding day, and then, you know what I mean? Because they didn't maintain it, they didn't make a lifestyle out of it, okay? And it's the exact same thing for a lot of individuals when they're manifesting something. They're like, yeah, I'm so excited, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna do that, right? And then they get the thing, but they don't maintain it. And I mean mentally, because remember, like I said, you're at one with the Lord when you're up here, not when you're doing it in the physical. So in the physical, they might be going through the motions, yeah, blah, 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 blah. But mentally, they checked out. They left the fucking chat mentally, because then they started going back to their old ways of thinking. Maybe they're performing the same physically, but they went back to the old ways of thinking. Manifestation is not a tone up for your fucking wedding challenge. Manifestation is a lifestyle because you're always doing it. You have been doing it before you even knew that you were doing it. And please look back at your life before you know about conscious reality creation. How many times did you just know something was going to happen and then it happened? How many times did you have a feeling something was going to happen and it was going to happen? How many times did you just expect something was going to happen and it happened? You didn't know jack shit about manifestation, but it still fucking happened. So riddle me that, fucking Batman. Okay? You fucking picked a story, the end goal, the wish fulfilled, and you rolled with it. You just, I know that's gonna happen, boom, just rolling, runaway train, okay? Boom, that shit hits like a fucking boulder. Why? Because that was your end goal. You didn't stray from it. You didn't need to do a technique for the bad shit that you manifested. You didn't sit in the closet and chant with a malabid. I mean, if you did, hey, no judgment here, but I don't think anyone in my chat has done that, intentionally manifested something bad for themselves. I don't think any of you have done that. It might have happened, but I don't think you intentionally like went out of your way to make someone hate you or for you to get fired or for like, I don't think you went out of your way and did any special technique to do that. So because manifestation is a lifestyle, because you've always been doing it, you don't want to think of it as like the 30-day challenge or some shit, okay? Because it's not like a 30-day challenge for what? So after the 30 days, you go back to your shit way of fucking thinking? Okay, I mean, hey, again, if that's what you want to do. But a lot of individuals, when they get the manifestation, they don't know how to keep it. They don't know how to maintain it. Because they're like, okay, so you want to think of it like your fucking home or your car or something, right? Like you really want your dream home, you really want your dream car, okay? And you get it, and then you have it, and then now it's yours. And maybe it's another fucking stereotype, I don't know, but wouldn't you want to maintain it so that your home is clean and organized and smelling good and looking good? Okay, don't you want to maintain your car? Don't you want to change the oil? Don't you want to go to the car wash? Like, do you see what I'm saying? You have the thing, right? I would think, and again, maybe this is not for everyone, but people, when they get their thing that they care about, such as their home, their car, they maintain it. They keep those things in good condition, okay? The same thing with any other thing that you've manifested, right? Even though I use like a literal representation, like, are you just going to walk in your home and throw shit all over the place and walk around and have dog shit on the bottom of your shoe, let that shit get all over your fucking carpet? Or are you going to fucking clean it up, right? You're going to take an effort to maintain the thing that you care about. So it is the same thing for, oh God, there's a fucking fly. Yeah, let that out. I hope it goes away. I don't like bugs, but whatever. It's just a fly, so he ain't gonna bother me. That means there's a message coming because there's a winged thing. So if someone's getting a message, we're gonna give that a positive spin. Okay. So you want to maintain whatever it is that you have going on. So I gave two literal representations. So if you're manifesting a home or a car, I mean, you want to maintain your thoughts about it being yours, that's yours, and you're so happy that's there, and you're taking care of it. And you also want to take care of it physically, right? The same thing. You manifest your dream job, and then you go back to your shit way of thinking because let's say your limiting belief is that all your bosses are fucking cunts and assholes. So you land the dream job because you manifested the dream job, but then you're like, oh yeah, but the boss is going to be a cunt or a fucking asshole. And then what happens? Yeah, you have your dream job, but you didn't maintain the thinking that got you there, right? You started, I don't know, your boss did something, okay, ate a cookie wrong in front of your fucking face, and you're like, oh no, okay, thank you for the hearts, okay? So, so basically, you are maintaining what you did to get in shape for your wedding. You're maintaining your car that you have, right? You're maintaining your home that you have. Okay, you're and it's easy to maintain because you know what? You brush your teeth, right? You're maintaining your teeth. You fucking bathe. You maintain your hygiene. It is the same concept as you maintaining your thoughts and being mindful. It's like filth. It's like mind filth. Okay, so are you gonna have that happen where you bought your brand new home, white carpet, marble, okay? You know that your homie just stepped in a big sack of dog shit, okay? You're gonna let them walk in your house like that? No, you're not. Or you're gonna be like, whoa, I noticed that. That's not coming in here. It's the same way when you get your manifestation. You manifest the fucking dream career, but then, oh yeah, this boss is probably a fucking asshole too. Whoa, oh no, that thought is not allowed in here because this is something that I care about. This is something that I want to experience and have a pleasurable experience doing so. So I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna keep it fresh in here, okay? It's the same thing. You know how to maintain something. It just seems a little strange when you're saying you're maintaining some shit in your mind. Because it's the same maintenance where you're not going to allow something that you don't want in your mind, only it's obviously a thought. It's not a physical thing. Like you wouldn't allow someone walking around your fucking home with dog shit all on the bottom of their fucking sneaker. Okay, so you're not going to allow that thought again. And it is very simple. Thank you for the heart. It is very simple if you're just like, okay, well, I have the thing. Oh shit, I see my thoughts, right? Because it could be different for everyone. Maybe you get the thing and you don't have a negative thought about it again. I don't know. But if you do, because there's, I've heard of it, like someone will manifest something and then shit'll start going haywire because they didn't have control over their thoughts. They got their thing. They were so excited. Oh, the wedding day, everything is good. Like, yeah, we're gonna take pics. After the wedding, okay, you go to shit. After you get the thing, you let your mental diet go to shit because it's like you're looking at it from a perspective of it's a Jesus Christ, this fucking thing in here. Whatever. Anyway, so we need to open the door. Or maybe another one will get in. I don't know. I want to talk about it. Okay, I want to manifest this. Psh, goodbye, fly. Anyway. So when you are maintaining your mental diet is the same thing as like you maintain the diet before your fucking wedding, right? You were mindful, right? Because there's a goal. And if you are, really serious about like keeping your mental diet, you're going to treat it just like a physical diet. You're going to be like, okay, you know what? This thought is not allowed in here because it's going to cause havoc to whatever the fuck, okay? And the more you do that, it's not like you're going to constantly have to do that, right? Because even if you go on a diet in the 3D, let's say you change your diet or something, you change your lifestyle, and then what is going to happen is that you're just going to start doing that naturally because now it's incorporated into who you are. So you're not going to have to be looking the rest of your life for, I have to be mindful of my mental diet. It's just going to become who you are. It's going to be your natural dominant way of thinking. So when you first get your manifestation, I would suggest being mindful of your mental diet, like take note here and now and be like, okay, I want to make sure that this is who I am from here on out. I'm not going to go back to those old ways. And when you do that, maybe the first day you get it, you're just so happy, you're not even thinking negatively. Then another day passes, and then a week goes by, and you're like, whoa, skating on thin ice here, motherfucker, right? And then you're like, oh shit, I see what's under the surface here. So I'm going to go over here where my ice is thicker. Then you would go in and double down on your fucking affirmations or whatever the fuck. Okay? You would go in with the affirmation that you use to get the thing. Even if the only affirmation was you decide I'm a multimillionaire, it's done. What are you going to say? You say, I'm a multimillionaire, it's done. There's nothing else. That's all there is, because I'm all there is. And I'm a multimillionaire, I'm not going back to the old way of thinking. You cut it out right there. You might have to be mindful for a little bit, okay? But pretty soon, you are training your mind to just summon up more favorable thoughts, which are going to become your belief systems. And think of something that you believe in right now, okay? Or something that you know. There is not a motherfucker around that's going to tell you different. Maybe you're open to hearing someone else's perspective on something, right? Like you believe in a religion, let's say. Someone else believes in another religion. Like you believe it, ain't no one changing your mind. You're open to another's perspective. Okay, but it's not shaking what you believe, okay? Anything that you believe in, right? Even if it's something like, I believe that the fucking sun is going to rise in the fucking morning. Okay? You know, it's going to be like that. So when you first get the manifestation and you're kind of like in that zone where it's like, whoa, like, all right, now, yeah, yep, this is it, this is who I am, 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 this is who I am. Okay? And you keep going with that. You have to keep it on a normal level so that you don't go back to the old story. You have to say, I did it, this is it, I'm so powerful, I created this, I'm living my manifestation out right now, it is done. Wow, this is amazing. It's normal for me to be living this experience. It's normal for me to have this. And you keep every time, okay, and this is important, especially like if you notice like the old stories trying to sneak on in, you're going to be mindful. And then at a certain point, you're just gonna, thank you for the rose. At a certain point, you're just gonna be thinking that way, okay? So let's say you have your dream home. When you first bought your dream home, it was like a little like, whoa, it was a little getting used to, right? Like, where's this light switch? Like, you know, you gotta go to the fucking bathroom. Are you using upstairs or downstairs? Or, oh shit, you have 3 bathrooms now, so maybe there's an ensuite one. Whatever the fuck, okay? You're like finagling around a little bit. That's it, but then you get used to your house, and it's just your house, you know where everything is with your fucking eyes closed. It's the same thing like when you're living in your manifestation. So that career that you manifested, if you wouldn't let yourself go down that spiraling path of saying, you know, the boss is an asshole, the boss is a cunt, whatever the fuck, you know, that story was, and you just said, no, this is normal. It's normal for me to love my job. It's normal for me to get along with my boss. This is normal. It's normal for me to have a career that I love. I manifested this. It's normal. You be mindful of it, okay? And it might feel a little fucking alien. It might feel a little alien, like, whoa, because there have been some things that I've manifested, then I'm in it, and I'm like, oh, okay? And I would have to be like, and I'm just like, yeah, this is it, okay? So it can happen. I'm not saying it happens all the time. Maybe a manifestation will come and, you know, whatever, things are fine. But if it's not that way, if you're like kind of like, oh, right? Like when you get in a jacuzzi, okay? When you get in a jacuzzi, I love fucking jacuzzis. I love fucking in jacuzzis. It's just amazing. But when you first getting in, okay, you're like, oh shit, that shit's hot. It feels uncomfortable, right? But then you get used to it, okay? And then it just feels natural to you, right? You're like, oh yeah, I'm fine, I'm chilling. And then, but like maybe 5 minutes before, you're like, oh, this is way too hot. I can't fucking be in here. And then 5 minutes in, you have some drinks. You have some good drinks, okay? In the jacuzzi, you know what I mean? You're having a good time in the jacuzzi. And you're just like, this is normal. And then you look back at that version of you. Motherfucker, he wants to go in the jacuzzi. Oh, God. So you're in the jacuzzi and you're looking at that version of you from 5 minutes ago. And you're like, oh, who was even I? I couldn't get in here. It's so comfortable. It's the same thing. It's like a metaphor. Don't you love my metaphors? They go all around the fucking mulberry bush. It's all good. We come back to where we're going because it's a spiral upward. So you see what I'm saying? It will become normal and natural. At first, it might be a little strange, but that's how you normalize it. Just be mindful of your thoughts. If that's the only thing you did, you keep your manifestation. You love metaphors. Thank you, Shelly. Thank you, Steph. Woohoo. So now after I have a little sippy sip, which one should I do first? Because I had such a fucking epiphany, okay, when I was at the fucking bar. Oh my God, I had such an epiphany. I was like, wow, I could use this in a fucking video, because that's how I roll. That's where I get my fucking content from. You know what I mean? It's like I'll be at the bar. Oh, this would be a good topic. So let's talk about that. Then we're gonna go into my notes for another topic. So here we go. Okay, so I like me some sushi. When I go for sushi, I like to have sake, hot sake. And at the sushi place yesterday, you know, at the fucking sushi bar, you know, they had ran out of hot sake. And like, oh, we have cold sake, and I whatever. I wasn't feeling it. So I saw something else on the menu, and it's called a lemon highball. Okay, I never had that. I didn't even know what the fuck that was, but it looked interesting. I love the taste of lemon, so I was like, let's just roll with it. Okay. So Corey Marie, you love the plant. Thank you. I know that Mr. Plant over here would be so popular, but you know, we love the greens. Okay, so Thank you for the gift, Corey Marie. So they bring out this lemon highball, and I'm sipping on it, and I'm like, is there even any alcohol in here? Because it's an alcoholic drink, but I taste it. So I'm like, I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, wait, did they put alcohol? So I like fucking Googled what even a lemon highball was, because I had no idea. So it has like whiskey in it and club soda and whatever, okay? And I'm like, I don't taste nothing. I didn't taste shit. Well, I mean, it tasted good. It tasted really good, which, I mean, that's a sign of a good drink, in my opinion, if you don't taste the alcohol. But because I've never had one, I was like, am I supposed to taste it? Am I not supposed to taste whatever, okay? So I'm sipping it, and then, the food arrived, whatever, I'm just chilling, everything is, like a normal sushi fucking bar day. And at a certain point, I'm like, okay, like I feel a little different, but it wasn't like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like you just took 3 shots. I was like, okay, whatever. So about an hour later, I had to go fucking, use the restroom because I just had me a fucking drink, and I had me a glass of ice water because I always order ice water to sip on the side. So I take one sip of the alcohol, 1 sip of the ice water, whatever. Okay, that's just something I do to keep me hydrated. Okay, so I stand up and I'm like, whoa, I guess there was fucking alcohol in there, wasn't there? Anyway, it is good. Okay, so and it was really good because typically, like I said, sake, I'm into wine. Like I'm not really into like that type of beverage, like mixed drinks, but that shit, it was like a different sensation than wine. I don't know, that's all because I'm having some wine right now, but whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. So the point of that story is, of course, it's another fucking metaphor, because it wouldn't be my fucking content if it wasn't a metaphor. So I had that idea, that flash of inspiration, when I stood up and I said, whoa, I guess there was alcohol in there. That is how it works with reality creation. Okay, that is how it works, because look at this fun experience, right? I was like drinking it, and I was like, oh, this tastes good, I'm enjoying it, okay, whatever, it's fine. I wasn't thinking about it, but I'm like, this shit tastes good. Just like if you're doing affirmations, you're doing visuals, and you're just in the state, or you just decide, yeah, it's done, and you're happy and just in the knowingness that it's done. You're just going along, but you don't see anything consciously maybe happening in the 3D. Just like I couldn't taste that there was alcohol in that fucking drink, okay? I didn't even see the alcohol in it either. I was like, all right, whatever, And I was like, this tastes good, I'm enjoying it, and I went with it. Before I know it, I stand up, woo, all right. That is how it works, because you don't necessarily see things happening in the 3D, but that doesn't mean that it's not there. Doesn't mean that there's no alcohol in the drink just because it tastes good and you can't taste the alcohol. You see what I'm saying? So you saying the affirmations, right? And you're maybe vaguely aware that like you don't see anything in the 3D, but you're like, yeah, but whatever, it's done. My affirmations, I'm a millionaire, I'm married to SP, I got me my perfect body, I'm in my dream home. Yeah, motherfucker, you're in the moment, just like I was in the moment drinking. I forget even to think to ask, is there really fucking alcohol in here, right? Because I'm just enjoying myself, okay? So these are my metaphors, okay? I feel like it sums up the situation in a way that someone might understand, okay? So when you're affirming and you do the visualizations, when you're doing all of that, you're just feeling good with it, or you're in the moment. You're like, okay, and like I said with the emotions, if you're feeling good, that means that your thoughts are commanding shit in the right direction. It doesn't mean that the thing is there or it isn't. It's just saying warm, you're getting warmer, right? That's all it is, okay? So you might not see the things that are going on. That doesn't mean that it's not in there, okay? You might be sipping on a drink. You just like the taste of you having a good time, you in the moment with the homies and shit, and you're just there and you stand up and you're like, whoa, okay. But was it a bad experience? No, you were enjoying yourself, but you weren't even thinking about, is the manifestation here yet? No, because you were so in the moment enjoying it. Okay, I'm saying my affirmations. I love saying my affirmations. I love just declaring once that I know it's done and living the way that I normally would. I love doing my visuals, okay? And then all of a sudden, whoa, just like when I stood up, I said, oh, snap. So that's how it works. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean that it is not there and that it is not going on. In fact, the more you are enjoying yourself and you're just in the moment, even if the moment is saying, yeah, I'm going to set my timer for 20 affirmations and dance around naked looking at myself in the mirror because I feel like it. If it doesn't seem like a chore to you and you're enjoying it, you're in the moment, do it. That doesn't mean that there's nothing in there that's going to pop up in front of your face. You see what I'm saying? And that's how the manifestation works. This is what I've heard from a lot of different individuals, that they're like, they were just enjoying themselves, and then all of a sudden it was like, whoa, it just showed up. Just like I'm enjoying my drink, whoa, I stand up, oh snap. Okay, just because you don't see it with your 2 eyes, you don't taste it with your fucking tongue, you're not touching it with your fucking 10 fingers, just because it's not tangible, right? It's like, doesn't mean it's not there. It doesn't mean that shit is not moving, okay? So it's like sipping that drink. Oh, okay, I'm gonna do an affirmation. Yeah, I like this. I like this affirmation. Another sip, okay? And you might be like, okay, well, I don't see anything happening, but that don't mean that shit ain't happening. So now, I'm going to consult my notes here, because I have a note. I have a note in here. Oh, I love visuals. I love visuals too. Hell yeah. I'm visualizing right now. Like, I can't help but to visualize. So what I'm seeing now, because I was talking about that story, I'm seeing the fucking drink. It's called a lemon highball, by the way. Oh my god, it's so good. So fucking good. But maybe it was only the way that place made them, because like, and that's my thing with mixed drinks. Like, you could get a drink that you really like at a particular establishment, and then you go somewhere else and you really like that drink, but you just like the way that place made it. So with mixed drinks, I'm kind of particular, because I'm like, and then it depends on who the bartender is. So I don't know. I don't want to say they're all gonna be great, but for that one spot, for my perception, it's fucking great. And especially, I didn't even know what the fuck it was gonna be, but I was like, wow. when we see like 0.0001 of some reality anyway, so 3D doesn't matter. Yeah, I heard that too, Shelly, from like the scientific perspective. Like your eyes don't even take in everything that's around you if your brain deciphers that it's not important. I think, well, I know it's true with like the RAS, but I think it is true too with like your physical eyes. It won't let you see. That's why like if you're looking forward, you're not really seeing too much what's in the peripheral because you're not looking there. So it's like tuned out. Like why does it even matter, you know? So, get my notes out. This is what I wanted to talk about. Now I wrote this in such a beautiful way. It's almost like a sonnet. Okay, I don't know if you're ready for this. This is a mini poem. It's one line, but I wrote it so profoundly and beautifully. Motherfuckers can only meet you where you are. I'm gonna put the mic down. Okay, motherfuckers can only meet you where you are. That's it. That is the most profound fucking statement that I had right when I decided now that I was gonna do this live. I was like, I'm gonna do this live, and then boom, that just came to me. So I wrote that shit down very beautifully and eloquently worded. Motherfuckers can only meet you where you are. So let's go with this now. And this is the analogy because like I said, like when I get information, it's just boom, and it's entire story in its entirety because I'm not seeing through my two eyes, I'm seeing through the lens of the Lord. Okay, so it's like everything is like happening at once. So I see it the way that time really is. It's like a cyclical thing, alpha, omega, boom, but it's the same thing. So I saw this. When you are saying that you're gonna meet up with a homie and you're like, let's go to the fucking beach. I'm gonna just say the beach and like every fucking thing because I love the beach too, okay? I love the beach. It's really great. You are saying I'm meeting my homie at the beach. Can you go to the ice skating rink and meet them there? Oh shit! Oh, that was deep. That was deep. That was deep. Can you fucking go to the ice skating rink if you said you're gonna meet homie at the beach? Can you meet them at the ice skating? No, because you went to the beach, so how can you meet them at a place where you're not, right? Now again, physical metaphor, but this is leading up. It's leading up to the manifestation perspective. And this is in regards to anyone, okay? Someone you want to smash, someone you did smash, someone that you don't want to smash ever again, whoever, meemaw, peepaw, neighbor, friend, co-worker, business associate, doesn't matter, anyone. You cannot meet them if you are not there. And this, I have actually found, okay, now I don't know if it's, I'm not gonna say it's like a set thing, but this is just what I have noticed with myself and with, other individuals I've spoken to regarding this, is that this is mostly found in people that you're closer to. So someone in closer proximity to you, it's more noticeable. I'm not saying it doesn't go on like with randos that you fucking encounter in like Target and shit, but it's more profound with individuals that are like in your close circle, okay? So you cannot meet this motherfucker where you are not. So if that motherfucker met you somewhere, that means that the two of you were there at the same time. What do I mean by that? It's all energy. It's energy. It's your dominant state. So if you were in the state where you met someone, I don't even know who we're gonna go with, okay? You met Mufasa, because we're gonna go again with the Lion King. First I said Scar, now we're gonna go Mufasa. Mufasa's just a neutral character. Mufasa's just there. Mufasa could be a love interest, a family member, a co-worker, whatever. They're just Mufasa. Okay, so you meet Mufasa, and I don't know, Shelly, I don't know. The Lion King is significant, I guess, somehow. I don't fucking know. Maybe that means I'm manifesting that I'm gonna fucking watch it, or it's gonna appear somewhere for you. Thank you, Corey Marie, for the gifts. I don't really watch like TV and shit like that, to be honest. I really don't. But yeah, maybe it'll just come on randomly. So you meet Mufasa, whoever Mufasa is. Now Mufasa happens to be someone that would be like in your close sector. Okay, so Mufasa would be, ooh, thank you. Was I talking for a fucking hour already? Holy Jesus. You like my version of Disney better. Thank you, Shelly. Yeah, mine is like the fucking X-rated Disney. I don't fucking know. I don't know why this thing is, I'm getting like this circle thing, so I have no idea, but it's not giving me the puzzle piece, so I don't know what you guys are seeing on the chat. That's what I got from my end. Some weird shit is going on. Mufasa fucking broke the chat. I don't know what he did, but Disney XXX. Motherfucker, it's saying live will end. No, will they give me the puzzle piece? Okay, guys, I don't know. This thing with the puzzle piece is not showing up, and if it doesn't show up, it's saying that this live is going to end, so I don't know what to do because I'm not tech savvy, but we just gonna wait. So if the live ends, I'll just restart it because it's literally not showing me the puzzle piece to slide over because I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so let me get this out, but if it does end, I'll restart it or some shit. So you meet Mufasa, okay, wherever you're at in that moment, energetically, what your state of being is. So let's say you meet Mufasa and you're 20, okay? So you meet Mufasa when you're 20 and you're in a state of being of like, you don't like relationships, or you have a bad story about relationships or whatever the case, right? So Mufasa shows up as someone in your relationship sector. And because you were there in your state of being where you have a poor perception of relationships, Mufasa comes along because Mufasa is there in resonance with you because you summoned the thing in closest proximity, which happens to be Mufasa, to show you who you are, okay? What are you doing, brother? Okay, today's a magical day. All this like weird shit is going on. So you meet Mufasa and you really like Mufasa, but because the state that you were dominantly in is saying that relationships don't work out or whatever the case, right? Now Mufasa has to show that back to you because you can't meet Mufasa, who let's say would be your dream person ideally, right? You can't meet Mufasa as your dream person because you are not in the same space as your dream person would show up, right? You can't say that I'm at the beach because that's where you want to go, but be at the ice skating rink and expect your friend to meet you there, because you can only meet motherfuckers where you are. You cannot meet them elsewhere. And when whoever it is comes into your experience, I guarantee you, my dude, you had to be there. You were there because like the thing wouldn't have played out if you weren't there. So that's where you were. And it just so happened that Mufasa was the one who showed up and showed you in that relationship faculty. I'm just gonna, hold on. Guys, what is happening here?